Good evening, dudes and dudettes. Thank you for joining us on the 33rd day of our 6-month crypto challenge. 1,500 or 208. Here to show you how to do your trades, it's Mr. Techie.
Hello, good evening, and welcome everybody to day number 33. One of my favorite numbers of absolute all time. There is something amazing about this number. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love it. And today is gonna be a great day. Apart from what somebody told me just before we came live about what Bitcoin is doing. But let's ignore that for now and let's start off with our daily tradition. A big thank you to Crypto Romeo for the amazing introduction as always, and to Markko for the graphics, and to Wolfie who's doing the note-taking, which will be available on the Discord server after the stream. Hello to everyone. Hello, welcome. It's a very, very beautiful day. Let's have a look at our monies. Bitcoin has been going sideways. It jumped a bit, went down a bit, did lots of stuff. 1338.98. Let's come and put that in here. Hold on. Do you guys ever get that sense of deja vu, where you see the same shit over and over and again? There we go, 1340.32. So we haven't really gone up much in the last 3 days. Not a problem. Okay. We made a very nice trade yesterday. If you guys remember, we came on to stream yesterday, and if the screen loads, and I said, guys, today we're gonna do our first flip. If you guys remember the new strategy, we have 3 types of purchases. We have 3 types of coins. We have a flip, i.e. a coin that we hold for less than 48 hours. The idea is to buy and sell within 48 hours. And then we have our shorts, which are up to 1 week, and we have our mids, which I can't remember how long that is, but for now we did our first short using the new strategy. And as a result, let's go in and update that trade to see what kind of beautiful percentage we got from there. We did set, and this is crazy, guys, okay? We set a stop. We set a stop on the stream yesterday. Okay, and if we come back, I think it was this candle here. So before anyone says, Techie, you guys cheated. No. Hold your asses. Where is it? Where are you? There we go. You guys see this? Is it this candle? No. Where are we? We're going way ahead. Here. This guy. This dude here. Let's zoom into him. Okay. When this guy here happened, as it was coming down, I cancelled the stop loss and I put in an announcement on the Discord server, and I also put it on Twitter. Okay, there was no point in doing a stream for that. Now, the stop loss was set at 8.3. We can come down and check because we cancelled it. It was set at 8.394. It gets triggered and it sells at 8.389. This candle here came down to 8.395, 1 Satoshi away from our stop. Okay, and then it went back up. We kept it out because everything told me we're still going to go up. So I kept it out. And then it came down again to 8.390. Okay, and I was like, no, I'm still keeping it out. And it wasn't until after we started moving that I was like, okay, we are away from the danger zone. Okay? And at some point, I don't even remember what time in the morning or afternoon it was, I put in a new stop limit. And again, I put it in the announcements at 9,008 for the sell price. And we went along. And we had a nice day. Everything went up very nicely, and it wasn't until we came down to around here somewhere that it got triggered and we sold. And as you guys can see, where it triggered and where it sold, while I think I was snoring fast asleep or I had just woken up, it kind of went across. And then at this point here, ladies and gentlemen, a tweet came out. Let me see if I can find that tweet. Coinbase, Twitter. Here we go. we need a bit of dramatization. On the 4th of January 2018, statement continues to stand. We have made no decision to add additional assets to either GDAX or Coinbase. Any statement to the contrary is untrue and not authorized by the company. This is exactly what I said to you guys yesterday. I said that people are going to buy into it because they believe that there will be some crazy announcement live on CNBC that Ripple is going to be sold on GDAX. And as soon as GDAX came out and killed that rumor, literally, as soon as GDAX came out and killed that rumor 4 hours ago, okay, if you have a look here, I think I can click on the time, it gives me a better time frame. I don't know if that's my local time actually. As soon as this tweet started to go around 4 hours ago, that is when our dear friend here started to die off. Alright, so people, everyone who bought in for the crazy news expecting a major partnership to be announced, they sold out. Luckily for us, we sold at 9008, and so let's put that in our trade sheet and see what percentage that is. Ladies and gentlemen, who wants to make a bet? 3.51%. Okay, that was okay. That was good. That's fine for a flip. Okay, I wasn't awake. I wasn't monitoring it, you know, throughout all this whole period. I am human. I do require some level of sleep every so often. There was the possibility to potentially sell it right at the top up here, but instead of selling it and then trying to buy it back lower and ride it up yet again, I didn't do that because that would have been too complicated to explain to you guys how to short a coin. And in crypto, shorting is very different from shorting in other markets. So if you're coming from another market, don't, you know, shorting in crypto is literally selling a coin that you hold when the market or when the trend starts to go down with the intention to rebuy it at a cheaper price and continue to ride it up. We didn't want to short it because frankly it was early hours of the morning, you know, 9 a.m. my time. I was still awake till about midday and I didn't fancy going on and having to explain everything and do it there. So we had a very nice flip, our first ever flip, a nice successful flip. And I hope that many of you guys as well managed to get some good profits out of there. Let's see. I wasn't even looking at the questions and stuff. Guys, if you are on YouTube and you want to ask a question, please put a capital letter Q. If you're on Discord, please make sure you tag me. I am joined today by Damilon. Welcome, Damilon. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I gotta check, man. And Grizz, who is currently unable to talk on mic, but he should be joining us a little bit later on. Jeff, unfortunately, won't be joining us for the rest of the day due to unforeseen reasons, circumstances. But I'm sure he will be back with us soon. Right, so that's it. That's everything, guys. Thank you for watching. No, I'm kidding. Let's have a look at what our friend Bitters Coinus is doing.
Has anyone, by the way, tallied how many times Techie has made that joke through the course of this challenge?
What, Bitters Coinus?
No. Telling everyone that the stream is over after 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a funny one, really, isn't it? No?
Joe says 5. I'm gonna say it's more than that.
Okay. At least 7 times. Okay. Well, when it gets to 10 times, then I classify it as it's getting old. So you guys have still got 3 more times. Let me just write that down. 3 more fake ends. Done. Right. So Bitcoin. This is our dearest friend Bitcoin. Let's put a marker where we started where we finished the stream yesterday. So There we go. No, actually yesterday was a long stream, isn't it? So we need to come across. There we go. So this is what Bitcoin has been doing over the last 24 hours. Okay. It kind of, you know, it went up, it went down, it went sideways. It's been moving in a very odd direction, apart from when we come to stream. And then as soon as we came to stream, Bitcoin has decided to take a little bit of a nosedive, which is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine by me. You know, Bitcoin wants to go for a bit of a nosedive. It can go for a bit of a nosedive. I am not too bothered about that. So let's monitor it. Again, remember guys, I mean, look, 2%. This isn't a dump, you know, and this here isn't a pump. When it's 2%, don't get your panties in a twist. Just relax. All right, we get used to it now. This is how it is. It moves. But something has been very interesting. Is that yes, I forgot to mention, but I will mention a little bit later on. I know a lot of you are joining me from another stream, so thank you for joining, and we will talk about that in a little while. There has been some interesting movements in the markets on a lot of coins. XRP obviously was bought because of the news, and then sold because of the failed news. However, XRP is currently at a stable level. Okay, it doesn't seem to be disappearing anywhere soon. In fact, there is still potential for profit on XRP because, as we mentioned yesterday, when any coin or any project goes onto mainstream media, people who don't know about it become interested. When people start Googling it, it goes higher in the rankings. Then people start buying it and the price goes up. Okay? Particularly if they come in and they're going to talk about some of their future stuff, then that will be interesting. It's a kind of, as far as I understood the program, it's going to be kind of a discussion. So there may be, oh yeah, the Ripple project may potentially be doing this kind of XYZ in the future, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, there is potential for it to go up. We're going to monitor it closely and see how it does go. So let's update our trades, because we're going to look at the coins that we have, and then I am going to look at my notes that I took while watching some TA done by Mr. Until 1 Mil, who has been on here before and may potentially return at some point. So let us duplicate this, bring it down, stretch it across, make this guy smaller. You guys can see the coin that I'm watching in the background. Okay. All right. So let's update all of our beautiful trades and see where they are heading. Hopefully, they are heading in a good direction. We don't want to see them heading somewhere undesirable right now. Walton. Oh, here's Walton. So Walton has gone up from yesterday. Yesterday it was 16,206. Today it is 17,826. So Walton has gone up very nicely. Thank you, Walton, for not causing me too much pain. Let's have a look now at ICX. ICX is currently 3,100. So ICX has actually gone down from yesterday. So let's copy that, paste that there. I don't think we have any more ICX. That is correct. Let's scroll down and look at OMG. OMG is currently 0.001494. So OMG has also dipped a little bit. Wobbly 0.00011802. So that has actually gone down a little bit. Let's look at IOTA 0.00016425. That's gone down a little bit. And ION 0.002788. Done. Okay. let's mark this one in green, since it was a nice beautiful flip and we want to see green here. There we go, we now have a new green line. Right, I'm going to go quickly through my list of notes that I was taking while Until One Mil was doing his TA stream just before our stream. And he mentioned he did TA on quite a few of the coins that we're actually holding. So let's start off with Walton. If I come down here and I open up here and we come and we check out Walton. Okay, so this is Walton on the 15-minute chart. Let's go up to the hour chart, okay, just to get a better kind of idea of it. Now, you guys remember this incident here that we shall not talk about, okay? Walton appears to have reached its bottoms, okay, or its bottom, sorry, not bottoms. It has, yeah, well, it's got two double bottom here. Walton appears to have reached the bottom, which is very good, okay. A lot of people will now start to buy into Walton because the fact that it had major FUD, okay, and it came across and it bounced. If I'm not mistaken, it bounced off of a fib level. However, I don't know if I want to do this here. I will refrain from doing it here. So this here is what was the current state of Walton. Looks positive. Looks like we should be going back up very soon. We're going to hold the Walton that we have for now, and we may start to sell some at some point very soon. I'm just keeping an eye on the chat, and I realize I missed a question from Nelson saying, question, have you noticed any patterns depending on the time of the day? For example, I've been seeing that coins are at the peak in the early AM for me. I just need to wake up earlier. Sorry about that. Yes, I have seen some very interesting patterns. I'll cover that and then we can come back and do the TA, just because that was a while ago and I missed it. I do apologize for that. I have noticed a very interesting pattern. I have noticed a pattern that at approximately 8 AM Central European time, there is usually some action in the market. Probably not the best coin to show this. We can check out XRP that we were watching last night on Binance, since that is the exchange that we are using. Here, there we go. So it came to around 5 o'clock, it started to pump, but then the major change in whatever was happening happened at around 8 AM CET. Okay, so for me, 8 AM CET is a very big time, which is why my sleep pattern is completely ruined. Here again, we can see around 8 AM CET. If you guys look at the bottom there, you can see the time. So around 8 AM, action started to happen here. What time is it where you are? I don't know. Go into Google, type in 8 AM CET to PST or EST or ABC or NBC, and you will get an answer for that. That is why I stay up now till about midday and then go to sleep. All right, back to the coins. So Walton looks healthy. It looks absolutely fine. It is nothing to worry about for now. Okay. On the other hand, ICX. This is ICX. And ICX is just, you know, it is, I was going to make a bad float or joke maybe, but I don't think it's appropriate now. It is at the bottom of the ocean looking for something, and we all know that nobody knows where the bottom of the ocean is, so it is just continuously going down. I have thankfully a lot of people, thank you very much, Wolf. God, I'm so terrible with names. I always forget people's names. Feynman, thank you guys, and a few others as well. Thank you guys for sending me messages about ICX. It's always good to hear the opinion of ICX from ICX holders, you know, people who actually know about the project and believe in the project. It's close to the bottom. Okay, so instead of selling now and trying to buy at the bottom again and just getting messed up with all of that stuff, we'll just ride it out to the bottom, and then as it starts to go up, we will start to sell off. Okay, QTUM. We don't have any QTUM, do we? Wait, I forgot which coins we have. Where's my tab gone? So we have covered these two. OMG. OMG. Oops, wrong one. I don't know why my computer is super hot today and deciding to switch the fan on full. OMG has been a bit of an interesting one. We bought OMG at a period where it was really due to takeoff, and unfortunately it kind of started to break down, and it kept on looking like it was going to form something, but it hasn't. Now Mr. Until 1 Mil during his stream did a quick TA on OMG, and he has suggested a buy zone kind of between 1400. So this is where it gets complicated for me. Between 1400 and 1435. Okay, and this is how he draws his buy zones, which is interesting. I might start doing that on some of my things. So we could potentially expect it to come down a little bit more to here before it bounces. Right? Does that mean that we want to sell right now and try and pick up a little bit less? For the sake of 60 Satoshis, in my opinion, not really worth it. To be sat there all day watching the chart, waiting to see when it's going to come down here, you know, I'm not really looking forward to that. So I will discuss it with the team after the stream, and we will see whether potentially we may want to short our OMG or not. But for now, we're still expecting it to go down just a little bit, just a tiny bit, and then it should start to recover. Well, let's have a look at our next coin. Who else do we have in the list, ladies and gentlemen? We have, well, Walton. We did Wabi. Didn't actually ask him about Wabi. Interesting. IOTA, I do not remember, and Ion, I do not remember either. So far everything's okay. The market is going sideways. A lot of coins are literally kind of just going down a bit as BTC is making its overall, you know, if we take that line there and then we move it down essentially to there, BTC is generally on an uptrend. It's just going to occasionally have these corrections, particularly when it's just correcting a major jump that it had earlier on. You know, if you come through, this is something that I have been playing with a lot recently, and I know it's not TA, okay? This is not TA. It's a form of TA. It's called techie analysis. And my analysis and my patterns that I love to see are always, if you have a look at the size of this, and you bring that across to there, you're like, okay, that was almost the same. So effectively, you could have just drawn a line from here to here, you know, and that it would have generally kind of followed along a general path. Now, if you go up to a bigger time frame, then you do start to see that there is a general kind of line rushing through there. So that so far to me looks very good. This is not technical analysis, this is techie analysis. You could do full TA on BTC. You know, you could connect up as many points as possible and work out where the general the channel is going. You could also do this along the top here. There's a very clear one kind of coming up there. Not very accurate, but I'm just quickly scribbling it down for you guys. So yeah. BTC is currently not on a run. It is currently moving forward, moving upwards. and as a result, some coins are bleeding. Not bleeding, some coins are decreasing in value, and other coins are having a very nice big they're having a good correction, i.e. correcting from the downtrend and moving up. Someone mentioning LTC. I know a few of you guys are holding LTC, and we'll also look at Nano, because a few people are holding Nano. Are you still holding Nano, Damilon?
I was never holding Nano.
Not Nano, sorry, Neo. Not Nano.
Yeah, I've been buying it as it's going down.
Okay, so someone said this is a big red. It's only 2.41% over the space of 3 hours. Not that big, to be honest. You know, it is still kind of without, you know, it hasn't completely gone absolutely insane. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, to be honest. You could draw many lines in many different places and they can all add up, as many people know. But it's okay. It's all right so far. It could have a little break just below the line and come back up and retrace up to there. That's perfectly fine. I know a lot of people were very, very bullish on LTC, expecting it to go up to... What number did that Marius guy say? $1,250 or something, isn't it?
Who cares what Marius says?
Okay. Yeah, so it could have gone up significantly higher. Well, people were expecting it to go up quite a lot. And it has not. It has remained at approximately this level for a while. Let's have a look at NEO USDT, the other tether pair that a lot of people have been trading. And NEO did have some great gains. It did reach 144 towards the end of last month. And then it's had a bit of a downtrend recently. There was some news and stuff that came out about it, which obviously affected its price significantly. And more news coming out. I believe it's the same news that was there yesterday, but for some reason not a lot of people noticed it. So let's see where it goes. Let's monitor it, see where it goes. For NEO, Until 1 Mil did do a quick TA on it earlier on, and during his stream, which was just before ours, and he actually said NEO, when it enters a 109, it's a buy for him. And it has actually gone down below to 108.680. So yeah, it's below the buy price, but monitor it, see where it's going to reach a bottom, see where it will bounce off. Go out, look, try and find some TA for it and try and find the correct fib levels. I wouldn't know where to draw the fib levels on here. Again, I am still practicing with fib, and as a result I don't want to give you guys any wrong information or end up drawing some wrong lines somewhere. Someone saying, what was the NEO news? If I'm not mistaken, there was an error in the code causing some issue with their nodes. I could be mistaken, that could be about another coin, but I only very briefly kind of read that. This here is 8.5% in the space of 7 hours. So for the last few hours, it is it has kind of been going down quite a bit. Monitor it, see where it reaches a bottom, and then prepare to buy in, and that's it basically. That's all there is. Okay. So we have covered all of our coins, and we can actually close the majority of these things here. Don't know why we have all these extra tabs. We can close this one. So, Damilon, sir, how have you been doing?
I'm okay. I haven't been busy a lot as far as trading. I did some quick flips of things like Ripple, BCD, Funfair. Trying to think. Switched out some DGD as Bitcoin dropped, but nothing much as far as they were all small trades, and didn't do a lot with a lot of. I did have one. Trying to find which coin it was. Today, let's see.
While you find that, I'll quickly answer a question from Gank the Tank Jerome saying Neo has Sydney meetups during the next 10 days. Will that impact anything? We will have to see how this moves in the next kind of 48 hours in order to determine how badly affected Neo is going to be. I am sure that their Sydney meetups will be filled with people asking questions about this. If they do come out with a positive statement and a resolution to the issue, ensuring that it's not going to happen again, then we could start to see people buying back into it and the price increasing.
I believe they already said it was going to be fixed or deployed within a week.
Okay.
I have to go find the post.
Again, guys, I personally don't really follow Neo, but it was something I just came across in my readings today. I'm sure there's someone out there, or even Damilon, who has a lot more detail about it than myself. So I'll just take what I say about Neo as a kind of overview, and then DYOR. Do your... Wait, hold on. Sorry. This has to be done. Do your own research. And that goes for anything. It goes for every single coin, guys. Okay? Just go and do your own research before you listen to anything or take anything at all. Go ahead, Damilon, with your trade you were speaking about.
I can't remember which coin specifically it was. It's just... out of all those coins, I was flipping them all for a couple %. And then at the same time, I've been buying Neo as it drops. And that's about it. Okay,
so yeah, if you guys are looking for Neo for the long term, now is a great point to start accumulating, really. You know, it's gone below many previous support points, and you could pick it up for a bargain price. Just not too long ago. I mean, what am I on? Am I on the 1 hour? Then we got to the 1 day. Just not too long ago, Neo has been, not too long ago, Neo was 140.
Oh, here we go. So, but Neo's tweet was, they found connection problems in the P2P protocol weeks ago for communication pauses over consensus nodes. It automatically recovers after a certain point of time, so it can cause transaction delays. A patch was already released and tested last month on testnet, and they will deploy it on the mainnet this week.
Okay.
That was their actual news. Then now, of course, as all news goes, when something happens, you get your Sherlock Holmes fudders on Reddit who like to basically dig up anything they can find in the history of a company and somehow turn it into something negative. So there's one particular guy who's going around and posting a lot of stuff. He's getting a lot of traction and kind of letting the FUD spread. And a lot of people have kind of been trying to figure out why he's doing this. And a lot of people think that he sold Neo last summer before it jumped, and he's pissed off because it went up and he missed it. So based on his previous posts, he stopped posting about his Neo holdings like last August or something. So we don't know exactly why he's doing it, but this happens a lot with any kind of FUD with any company, is that there's usually a few specific board warriors who don't ever let it die. We had the same issue with Tron. There was one guy, Sopan, I think, was the one posting everything everywhere. So, it's going to happen. Neo's going to stay around. I think most of the problems with Neo are China itself. So all their other problems, I think, are going to be resolved as far as coding or with new releases or future development. So I don't know how far it's going to drop, though. A lot of it depends on how quick the FUD rolls and what Bitcoin's doing as well.
For me personally, guys, this is a very positive piece of news about Neo. Okay, I know a lot of people see it as something negative. However, you have to understand that in the world of development, particularly in the world of this kind of a service, okay, effectively a platform, far too often, I'm sure all software developers out there will agree with me, far too often companies will find a major flaw, put it underneath the carpet, fix it down the line, tell nobody about it, and just pretend nothing happened. So in actual fact, the fact that they are coming out and saying, guys, we discovered an issue with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is how we are going to fix it, and this is when we are going to fix it. To me, that's positive. To me, that's more reason to throw more money at them. Okay? It's not a reason to go out and say, oh my God, it's a shit project. It's ridiculous. Okay? you know, as an investor, as a trader, okay, whether you are long or short, you want a project who doesn't have skeletons in the cupboard. You don't want to be in a project where suddenly 6 months later, news comes out that they've had a problem. You guys will probably know what I'm referring to, that there was a problem months ago that was kind of swept under the carpet and was not disclosed, and then it became too big, and then shit happened, and then, you know, $17 million worth of nano went missing from an exchange, and it happened months ago, and, you know, so this is a positive thing. Neo, this is all my own personal opinion. Neo is an amazing project, and there are a lot of projects coming out this year which will be based on Neo. Just as last year we saw lots of coins and lots of projects coming out based on the Ethereum network. Same shit is gonna happen this year, guys. Okay, Neo, there's already multiple coins. There was one that came out on Binance. Okay, RPX, Red Pulse. This is a Neo coin. So don't worry, okay? Just you gotta think about all of these things. You gotta take a step back and realize. For me personally, I'm buying some Neo for my own personal stack for a long hold. Okay, so if you hear news like this, you gotta evaluate it. Take what people are saying, okay, and evaluate it from a different point of view. Try and look at it from the other point of view. And realize, is this actually a positive thing? You know, everybody always loves to mention the Warren Buffett kind of saying of, what is it, when people are, I don't know, when people are scared, that's when you should be strong, and when people are strong, you should be scared, or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I don't follow his shit, but it's true. When everyone's suddenly panicking and like, oh my god, this shit, let's sell it, let's drop it, then you're like, okay, let me evaluate. Is this actually a major problem? You know, is this possibly an opportunity? Is this something that people are just panicking over for no reason without actually realizing the positive side of it, and therefore I'm going to be able to buy in a lot cheaper? Do it. The same thing happened with Walton. Yeah, their PR was pretty shit. You know, pretty shit. But at the end of the day, a lot of people sold because they believe in PR more than tech. And so you can buy it a lot cheaper. Ender Zach saying, quoting it, yes, be greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. You know, so that is just my own personal opinion. And I was actually speaking to someone, because it would be nice to do on the stream here every single day, kind of looking at the news, or anytime any piece of news comes out, you know, to kind of try and look at it from the other perspective, playing the devil's advocate. Or trying to analyze how, you know, not looking at the TA point of view, but the actual kind of real life, how will it impact the business? How will it impact the functionality of the project? How will it impact things like that? And may end up doing it as a separate stream, not directly related to the challenge, just, you know, because little bits come out, random points of the day, and sometimes it's nice just to have a resource to go and check out news and FUD and find out an alternative view or something. So yeah, that's something that we're gonna maybe potentially look at bringing out a little bit later on. But to me, it's a great opportunity to buy, to be honest. And I'm sure Damilon's gonna buy some more, right, Damilon?
Yep, I'm just trying to see when.
Yeah, that is always the question. It's always the question of when. I mean, unfortunately for me, it has kind of dropped past, well, actually, it's bouncing right now. It could potentially bounce directly off of a previous point over here. If you consider the wicks, then you may actually be able to see that. This here, guys, is just drawing a previous support line. We can see how well it's actually held up. A lot of people who do the quick fingers Luke method will call this a base. Yes, it could also potentially be called a base. Because my fib actually,
yeah,
let's
about
go
107 was one of my targets before.
let's come here. Let's bring this down here, and let's come in with the Mr. Fibonacci. Let's take it right from the base there up to the peak here. Okay, and up to there. And we could potentially, according to the Fibonacci, which I have just drawn, which is probably not the most accurate in the world, I'm going to ignore that right now. I'm just trying to see if it's anywhere close to where it's bouncing. I am taking the wicks because it is not that, you know, it's a medium volume coin. We could even potentially go all the way down to here, all the way down. And I know a lot of fib people right now will be saying, Techie, where are you putting that? If you can advise a better place to put it, I will put it, sir. By all means, I'm always open to being corrected. I can't find a good fib level. So, I don't know. We will see how low it goes. Currently 109. I think earlier on it was 108.50. So, it's okay. It's not too bad. We can monitor it and see how it goes. I am, personally, and possibly for the challenge, we may try to pick up some Neo, because when it does kind of have a down, it does sometimes, occasionally, depending on the size of the candle, it does sometimes like to bounce. And this here is the 1 day. Let's go back to the 1 hour. It can occasionally bounce. Like here we had a nice down, and there was a nice bounce. Here we had a nice down, and it took a few hours, but then it had a nice bounce. Again, coming down, a nice bounce. Each of these is about 3.5 to 4%. It may potentially be something very interesting to watch, but at the same time, we've got to watch out for this. We don't want it to come down, for it only to bounce 1% or something, and then to continue going down again. So I am going to monitor this, and we're going to see. So it came down here, and then over the space of 8 hours, bounced back up 10%. We are going to monitor this because it is FUD related, and so people like to panic, and then as the different markets wake up, people like to do a little bit more panicking. So we're going to monitor this. I'm going to monitor this over the next few hours, and if we do have a good bounce, we may potentially buy in for the challenge. Okay, but because, you know, we don't know when it's actually going to happen, I'm not going to make any calls right now. We're going to buy in at this, and we're going to sell at that. We're going to do this, and we're going to do that. It's just going to be monitoring for now. And if I have it on my screen and I don't forget about it, then we may potentially buy in. And I'm sure Damilon will be awake, will be awake for a while. I was reading a DM at the same time. I shouldn't do that. And maybe Damilon as well. If he's going to be monitoring Neo, he could let me know, and then we can choose a good buying point for the challenge. Just buy one Neo. We only want one Neo. We'll do a flip.
If you're interested in buying it, you should stagger your buys. This is probably a good entry level position, but I wouldn't go all in this position because it continue going down.
Yeah,
so I usually increase my position as I go down, and if I'm interested in the coin, and once it kind of reaches my initial buy position, and then keep saving money so that I can buy more if it goes down.
Yep. So we're going to monitor it and just see how it actually goes and how it reacts. Now there is one coin which I am considering purchasing for a flip. Okay, and that coin, ladies and gentlemen, is nulls. I don't think we have enough time to introduce nulls today, but what we will do is we will start to introduce nulls, and the reason why, and I missed it. No, I didn't miss it. Sorry, not for a flip. No, I had the wrong notes on my screen. Nulls is not for a flip. Nulls is potentially forming a cup and handle pattern. So I'm gonna have to monitor this because I think I've messed up my notes. I really do apologize for that. Ooh, that is not so good. Okay, I wrote down nulls, but obviously I think I meant a different coin. Okay, that messes a few things up. Yeah. Perfect. Great. Nothing else to talk about then. There is a large potential, guys, that that I will be doing a mini stream tomorrow. The reason why is because I am monitoring right now a few coins, waiting for them to potentially have a break. One of those coins is DGD. A lot of people have seen this mentioned recently. Digix DAO, or DigiDAO as I like to call it. Why? You guys can kind of see a bit of a pattern here. Again, this is on the 1-day chart, so it's not an insane one. This one here will probably be a shorter term. Let's get my tools there. We can come across, and this one here is more of a kind of a V than a typical cup. However, when you see this shape followed by that, and then you can already see a little bit of that, and then you can potentially start to imagine that you could see this go up to there. Okay, so this is something that I will be monitoring. If we go down to the 60, yeah, it kind of looks a little bit messier, but obviously this is how charts look. This could continue to come further down as a handle. All right, so I'm just going to monitor this, and if we have a good break, then we may potentially buy into DGD. L'Oreal Julian saying, Mr. Techie, using Fibonacci lines for a few streams. I don't think you explained them, did you? If you know, can you believe it? I have not explained them because I am still messing around with them myself, and I do not wish to pass on wrong information. So that will come in advanced TA week, basically. Martin saying, didn't Until 1 Mil talk about EOS being a quick profit? I have to be honest. Unfortunately, I was distracted at the time that he was talking about EOS. EOS does look like it has, or it is forming a triple bottom, which could be very interesting if it has actually reached the absolute bottom. Then we could potentially see some good movement on there. However, that there will be more of a short rather than a flip. I did have a couple of others. CND. There is another one. CND. Syndicate. Again, guys, we'll explain these projects at another time, just since we are running out of stream time. CND. You could have a beautiful triangle. Volume on CND. I don't think CND is that high. And these wicks are always very, very interesting to me. You could potentially have a triangle, and we could potentially, since everything is kind of bottomed out anyway, we could potentially be looking at a little bit more of a bounce. You could also adjust this a little bit more and ignoring these large spikes, just because with lower volume coins it's very easy to spike them up and to kind of get, you know, false points when doing TA, because if somebody just comes and puts in a large order, the candle will just go zoop. So this here is again another coin that I will be monitoring, waiting for it to potentially break. What does it mean when it breaks, and why not buy in right now when it's low? If you wait for a break, okay, where you actually come up and you break through, then you are safe because it's already moving up. Okay, and you can buy in and you can ride the rest of the wave up. If you buy right now and it fails to break, then it could just go down. And as a result, then you have a very great kind of possibility of a loss. Now again, this here is the hour chart. So if we were to buy now, then potentially for the next... Don't know why this is not working. Potentially for the next kind of 12, maybe 14, even 1 day, we may potentially have our money locked up, you know, where we are uncertain, could come up, bounce down again, and then finally break out, or could just break down. So instead of tying up our money for 24 hours, just going to monitor it and keep a very close eye on it and see if it does actually break out. And the same thing we're going to do with DGD.
Hey, Techie.
Yeah.
So Julian on Discord is asking, you use Fibonacci lines all the time, but you never explain what they are.
I answered that. Did I answer it?
Did you answer that?
I think I answered it.
Oh, I went to get some food, so I didn't hear you.
Okay. Okay, yes, I answered that. I was like, hold on.
My mistake.
I was like, am I really losing it?
And my actual steak.
Yeah. No, because again, like I wrote wrong notes today. Today I bought into one coin that I thought was something completely different, and after I bought it, I was like, this is deja vu. You know, same thing happened here with the challenge with IOTA and Ion, and I was like, oh god, Techie, you're really losing it now.
Yeah, my mistake. Please continue.
No, okay, that's all right.
DGD.
Another potential coin that we are looking at, and this one is more for the mid. This is XMR or Monero. I like to say it. I like to say the name with a bit more of an accent rather than just Monero. It's like Monero. This here is Monero. Again, only 1 hour. And Monero it seems to have already started its recovery phase. If we take from the bottom here and we come up to here, it's 16% over the space of 4 days. I mean, obviously within the first 2 days we had 20-something%. But you could have a look at Monero and you could say, let's get rid of that. You could say, hey Monero, what are you up to? What are you doing? And you could potentially draw, if you are a little bit crazy like me and you're not the best TA guy in the world, you could say it's a weird kind of really wide flag. Not really, I'm not going to draw that. But the project for Monero is looking very good. It has some strong stuff, so I'm going to be monitoring it as well, just to make sure that we are not going to have a reversal of this, where we end up coming back down again, and that it has in actual fact broken. And I'll be watching out for a good buy opportunity where we could potentially buy into it.
Plus, a lot of people really are into privacy coins.
Yes,
a lot of people really think that's the future of blockchain.
That is another major reason why Monero is very good. Monero is a privacy coin, and Until 1 Mil on his stream mentioned that if the kind of regulations, it was a very good point, I didn't actually think about that. If the regulations really start to come in, a lot more people are going to start to go towards the privacy coins. And that is why a project like Monero, Monero's, it's not exactly like, it's not exactly like a brand new kind of thing. It's been around for a while. It was listed on Binance in November. I believe it's been around for longer than that. We can come to CoinMarketCap. Let's just, oops. Alt plus left arrow to go back. Thank you. XMR ICO. We can check when the ICO was.
It said 2014.
Yeah, so it has been around for quite a while, so it's quite a developed system, and it's I guess you could consider it like one of the more well-rooted systems that exist. One of the more rooted projects that exist in the cryptocurrency world. There's always a lot of people who do it. Thankfully, I'm really thankful for this. If you guys know me, it was at one point called at all. I would have completely ignored it. However, they then very quickly shortened it to Monero, which opens it up to the techie book of buying, you know, and yeah. So this is another one as well that I'm going to very, very closely watch. It only came on Binance recently. It's been on a lot of other exchanges for quite a while. Yeah, so I did miss a question. Okay, Martin is saying, I just checked my notes. EOS was a quick buy and sell when it breaks out. I will have to double check. Thank you for putting that. I will go and I'll check. I'll rewatch his stream, Until One Mil stream, just to catch that part where I wasn't able to monitor it. Let's have a look at EOS and see actually if I can check out what is going on with it. We want it on Binance. We are looking at the 1 week. Let's go down to not 650. Let's go down to the 60-minute. Click on the auto button. There we go. So this here is the 60-minute. Oh wait, we did look at this, didn't we? Yeah, we said triple bottom. So yeah, we're gonna wait and see how it deals with this. If it does continue on an upward trajectory, then we shall ride it from here for a flip. So that could be very nice. I mean, again, from here to here was only 3 and a bit percent in a few hours. If we did ride it for kind of a 24-hour period from the bottom there, could have been that much. Some coins, when they bounce, they like to bounce hard and fast, and others like to take it nice and easy and slow. All right, I think we're done. We have come up to the end of the stream time, guys. Damilon, you want to share anything else at all today?
Nope.
All right, thank you, Damilon, for joining in. I did quite a few trades today, guys. Not that many. I rode XRP up using the Ethereum pair, which gave me some beautiful gains. I've also been swinging a couple of other coins. One of them is KNC, and another one's CND. You know, Kyber Network as well as Syndicator. And other than that, it's kind of been a little bit of a slow day. A lot of people just waiting for Bitter's Coinus to make its move and decide which way it wants to go. So far, meh. Oh. We will have to see. Yes.
I did think of something. Someone said earlier they were talking about they made some good profits off of XRP and sold. And then they bought back in and lost quite a bit of money. So I know this is something we talk about, and as much as a lot of us preach it, a lot of us still fall prey to doing this. So
yeah,
whenever you hear techie go, no FOMO, that's usually what it is. So you've sold because you think you made good profits, and then you see it keep going up, and your first instinct is, I could have made more money. So why don't I get back in? But at that point, you really aren't looking at anything. You've probably just clicked buy. You didn't do any analysis. You didn't think about how far it's gone up, if it's going to keep going up. You just decided to buy it. And then likely it drops out from under you. And then you might want to hold it because, oh, it's going to bounce right back. And then before you know it, it's become really red, and then you panic sell. So this is the kind of thing you need to watch out for. If you've made a sale and you get out, you should stay out if you're in profit. I know it can go up a lot more. But every time you re-enter, it's riskier and riskier because it's already gone up so much, and the likelihood of it coming down soon is greater and greater. So always make sure to stop yourself and at least question it. Once you get out, if you're going to jump right back in, especially if it's the exact same coin, because more than likely it's a bad idea.
Yeah, guys, in Mind Week we mentioned, once you've made a good successful trade, take a break. Okay? Just take a break. Look at anything else. Watch kittens on YouTube or puppies on Google or whatever it is you want to do. Just don't stare at the same chart. Okay? You've made a trade, you move on. Something else, completely different. Wait 15 minutes, half an hour. Wait. You've made a successful trade. All right? Don't be trading with that adrenaline rush from making a successful trade and end up losing it again. If the coin continued to go up, that's fine. Someone else made profit. Be happy for them. It's great. You made profit. You know, there's nothing to be worried about. Just let it go. Release it. Okay? And then come back later on and reanalyze it as if it's the first time you're looking at the chart to make the trade. Someone's saying DGD right now looks like I should buy, or is it too late? We're gonna wait for a proper breakout on DGD, Digix DAO. I'm not going to suggest anyone buys into this right now. You know, it had quite an interesting big candle here. You know, 10% in a short amount of time. We went on stream. We couldn't really cover this. We couldn't really show this. I will monitor though and see how this actually reacts. As you guys can see, there's some beautiful wicks on here. I'm not that much of a fan of giant wicks. They kind of we'll have to monitor it and see how it goes. You know, so yeah, I'm just going to keep a close eye on it, monitor, decide if it's worth getting in depending on the amount of risk involved, and that's how we'll do it. So yeah, all right guys, that's it. How does Damilon find all these little coins that are doing well to swing? Damilon, how are you finding all these coins that are doing well to swing? Jonathan is asking you.
So when I swing them, it doesn't mean I got into the bottom and sold at the top. So we'll clear that. I'm usually looking at several coins throughout the day. If the market's slow, for instance, I have Neo buys, say with Tether, nothing's going on. I go from coin to coin. I'm trying to see if I notice any patterns, specifically on a coin. If news comes out, or you know, if I can see a bull pennant, or if I see maybe a cup forming, or things like that. My dog is here next to me whining, if you hear it.
I was wondering.
And so I'm clicking through a bunch of coins, and this is if I'm kind of bored and times are slow, and if I notice something's really going, I might jump onto it, but I never stay in very long. So I only usually do it for quick flips. Because I don't want to take the risk.
It seems like he's jealous and wants some steak.
Yes. Dog is really complaining.
All right, guys, it's the end of the stream. Thank you very much for joining in. Be sure to come in tomorrow. Click on the subscribe button below and activate the notifications, as well as follow us on Twitter and join the Discord server. You can find the links to those on the website, which are linked in the video description. If you did enjoy the video, please give a thumbs up. It helps us know whether people enjoyed that session or not, and then we can look back and we can see on what we can improve for the next time. If you have any suggestions for improvements, please be sure to put them in the comments below, or reach out to me on the Discord server, send me a DM message. That's it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day, and I hope everyone wakes up tomorrow with some beautiful green profits in their portfolio. Take care.